you check the children? Show a little massive.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird, and welcome to the 2024 State of the Horror Show address, where basically I'm just going to tell you about some things that are coming down the pipeline, as well as inform you on some of the things going on behind the scenes as far as the host goes. So here's the situation. I obviously am still doing the show as often as I can. Robert has been helping out for quite a while, but his schedule has changed recently, so he's not here on the weekends anymore, which is normally when we record. So he's not going to be able to take as much part as he normally does, but he's going to do so whenever he can, and he's still over here working on things behind the scenes for the set and for other things that he has yet to make big announcements about. So we'll get to that when it's time. But as far as Fuego goes, Fuego has just been inundated with life and school and so many different things. Hopefully he's going to be able to be here this Sunday to do the news with me. That's the current plan. Hopefully nothing comes up that he has to take care of, which unfortunately has been the case the last few times he's tried to come over. Just been bad luck for Fuego, unfortunately, but he's making his way through it, and so hopefully you guys will see him this Sunday doing the news with me. So he's going to start making it back as often as he can, but he is still in school, although he doesn't have that much time left to complete school, as I understand it. I think sometime this year he'll be done, but I could be wrong. He'll let you guys know. Marcia is obviously still over on the east side of the U.S. now, so she unfortunately can't take part as much as she wants to, but we're going to be trying to do more gaming stuff with her and with Andrew Mercer. We got to play a little bit of Killer Clowns together, but Marcia and I do intend to finish the It Takes Two series we began so long ago. And then as more horror games come out in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to do more with them, because Andrew, he likes to do the gaming stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to get him involved more so again in the near future. And then Susie, of course. Susie is just very busy, and she's like an hour and a half away from us now, so it has to be, a serious thing for her to make the trek out here, because, she's not made of money, and it's a lot of gas, and I completely understand, but she gets out here when she can, and we have some ideas of things we're going to be trying to do in the future, and so hopefully we'll be able to get those going sooner rather than later. And then Morgan, you've seen come back on the channel. She was one of the OGs on the channel in the first couple seasons, and she has been slowly sort of coming back with a few reviews here and there, and so you might see her, going forward sporadically as well. So we'll see how all of that goes, but that's the host situation, just so everyone's on the same page. Now, one of the things I wanted to announce is that there are shows coming to the channel. One of them is a returning show, and that is Elevator Pitch. That one is coming back on June 7th, and I am welcoming the first duo onto the program. It's been 1 versus 1 for the first 6 episodes, but episode 7 is 1 versus 2 because it's going to be me up against Sledgehammer Horror. Ken and Ashley, they are going to be jumping on as my opponents, and so you guys please come on and take part, and let us know which of us are doing the better horror movie pitches for the episode. It's a ton of fun, so I'm excited to bring that show back. Next up is one of the brand new shows, and this one's called Horror from the High Desert. Now, the reason and sort of origin of the show is the fact that I know a few YouTubers that are in the Phoenix area. You've seen most of them. Actually, you've seen all of these guys. I think one of them you might not have seen on the channel yet. I'm actually not sure about one of them, but I think you may have, but the other two for sure you have. So what we're doing is a show. The 4 of us are all people that are or around the Phoenix area here in Arizona. So Horror from the High Desert. We're going to be talking about different horror topics every single episode, and so the rundown for the hosts are myself from the horror show. We're going to have Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews. We're going to have Davey Deathray from the Davey Deathray channel. And then we're going to have Braden Timmons from the Braden Timmons channel. All of these guys are good dudes, and we are excited to start this show and just talk horror, different horror. We'll probably do a little bit of news recap, talk about the most recent horror news stories, and then we will talk about that particular episode's topic, which, you know, we want to get audience interaction on what topics they want to see us cover. So make sure you join for the first episode of that, which currently is set for June 21st. That will be the first episode of Horror from the High Desert. The next show that we're going to be doing is a long time coming. It is a show with myself and good friend of the channel, Dave McCrae. We are finally starting a show together. It is intended to be a monthly show. All of these are intended to be monthly shows going forward after they begin. But this new show is called Nocturnal Nonsense. Check out the example of what you might see at the front of one of these episodes. So there you go, guys. This particular show is meant to be sort of a cross between a late night show and a morning zoo show. Dave and I always have a good time when we stream together. We bounce off of each other's comedy very well. So that's what we intend to do with this particular show. As you saw, there are segments that we have planned out. I don't think we'll be able to get to that many segments in a given episode, but we have ideas for each of these segments, and we will talk for as long as we possibly can. Probably end up being like a 2-hour show, maybe around that. So, you know, definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. We don't have a set date for the first episode of that yet, but hopefully it's going to be sooner rather than later. I will keep you guys in the loop on that. That one might be a little bit more, okay, we've got time this weekend, so we're going to do this first episode. So we will let you know when that happens. The third show that's going to be starting on the channel soon is a long-awaited regular collaboration, I should say, with a beloved channel that is run by an amazingly funny dude, Luke from Confused Reviews. So we have a new show called Horribly Confused. Check it out. So there you go, that's our animation for right now. There might be a little tweak to it here and there depending on what I'm able to get done before I air this episode. But this is intended to be just a fun back and forth between Luke and I. We do have ideas for segments. I don't know that we'll get to every segment, every episode, just the same as the Dave McCrae show. But we do intend to utilize Luke's artistic talents with the audience suggestions from episode to episode. So hopefully we're going to be able to get that going in June as well. I will make sure and let you guys know as soon as we have a date. Next up, we have some updates for Dylan's New Nightmare. First off, I want to let you guys know there's going to be a Dylan's New Nightmare week coming up on the channel in the not too distant future, where we are going to be airing a lot of the things that are going to end up being special features on the Blu-ray. One of the things is going to be a poster showcase There's going to be a couple of commentaries we will likely drop, the cinematographer commentary, and then a special guest commentary that we have that we are planning to record. Don't want to announce it yet until it's been recorded to make sure that it actually happens. And then I did allude to something over on the Dylan's New Nightmare Finishing Funds campaign a little bit ago about a possible special feature we're going to be able to do for the Blu-ray. We do have approval to do this special feature, which is basically a very special interview with someone. Again, we won't announce it until it's been recorded and finalized and everything, but it is someone associated with the Nightmare franchise, so we are very excited to be able to put that interview together and present that on the channel as well. And then we are going to essentially culminate everything with a YouTube-friendly version of Dylan's New Nightmare that everyone can then hopefully rewatch and share to friends and family, because it will not be age restricted if I have done my job. The whole point of it is to make sure it's a version that is not age restricted by YouTube, so it can be shared out and hopefully we can get some views on this thing. And I will just put the uncensored version in the description box, so anyone that watches the censored version is able to go and watch the uncensored version. So that is the plan for Dylan's New Nightmare Week. But the big update is that I have indeed started writing Dylan's New Nightmare 2. This is going to be the full-length completion of the Dylan's New Nightmare story. The same way that Never Hike Alone 2 was the full-length completion of the Never Hike story, this is intended to be the completion of the Dylan's New Nightmare story. And it just so happens that I am likely going to have two versions of this Dylan's New Nightmare 2 script. The plan is to have them both done by the end of June. I don't know that I'll get them both done, but I'm very excited about these. And if I ultimately decide, I'm going to give you guys a very special sneak peek at one of the pages from Dylan's New Nightmare 2. Check it out. Now, keeping that page in mind, watch this clip.
Time for sleep.
Say how they find their way back home.
Tomorrow night.
No, tonight. It's important.
So there you go, guys. That's a little sneak peek into the writing process and one of the scenes of the film. There might be changes that might not even end up in the film, but there you go. That's a sample of it for right now. So yes, the writing of the full-length Dylan's New Nightmare 2 script has begun, and it is intended to be completed for at least the first version of the film by the end of June. So that is the goal. I can't promise it, but that is the goal, and I think I'm going to be able to accomplish it, if not two versions of the script by then. So that is what's going on. I don't know. I don't have a plan as far as when we might crowdfund for Dylan's New Nightmare 2, if we crowdfund for Dylan's New Nightmare 2. There's a lot of things up in the air as far as whether that'll be the next project or whether something else will be the next project, but we'll figure all that out behind the scenes and we'll let you guys know. But I did want to let you know that the script is being written, and a couple of versions of said script are being written. And if one of them ends up not going anywhere, I like it so much and I think it's something everyone would want to read. So the plan is, if that never goes anywhere, we will eventually do a reading of that version of the script on the channel, even if it's the one that we don't end up making. So I won't be putting anything up the weekend of June 28th to the 30th because I will be vending at Days of the Dead Phoenix, and there is a lot of interesting things that are going to happen that weekend that I need to focus on. I'll probably schedule a couple of episodes we have in the can to put up that weekend, but there will be no new content or no newly shot content that weekend because I'm going to be busy at the convention, and I will explain hopefully everything after the fact to you guys. So Stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoy those updates. Thank you very much for watching this far. If you have, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. We greatly appreciate that as well. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird, and remember, stay scared.